Hello family and friends, and welcome to the No Money channel, and that's No with a K. I'm excited about launching this channel, and this channel is about money. That's right. Various different ways to get it and how to invest it. So we're going to really cover 4 particular topics really here. So number 1 is, first thing is get out of debt, because without getting out of debt, there'll be no money to invest. 2, repairing your credit. That's to reduce the amount of money that you're paying on different things, lowering the interest, creating more money for you. So that's another opportunity. And 3, of course, we're going to talk about investments, various different types of investments, things that you maybe haven't invested in before. And of course, we always got to talk about getting into business yourself. That side hustle, starting a business, there's different ways to do it. So those are the 4 things we're going to be covering on this show. Of course, I'm going to have you hit the like button, we're going to subscribe and all that great stuff so we can tune in. I'm glad you guys are here. So what made me decide to go with this particular channel? Well, let me just tell you. So I had a lot of people call me and say, Dane, you know, you've done a lot of stuff in your time, and I have. I've done a lot of things. I started as an entrepreneur really young, real early, even in high school actually. And so, and I got into business with a couple of friends of mine, and we were already doing guild clubs, and we were doing, different marketing and advertising stuff. So I did a lot of stuff in my time. I spent some time in the Air Force and learned some stuff there. But for the most part, I wanted to give back to my generation, or I should say the next generation, with my grandchildren and my children, because when we were coming along, and a lot of you folks know this for sure, we were coming along. I was born in Jersey City, New Jersey, grew up in Hoboken, New Jersey, and we didn't have the same information that they have now. What we had was, go to school, get a good education, maybe go to college, join the military, get a house, the whole American dream thing. Our folks and my aunts and uncles, they didn't really talk about investments because they didn't know about it. I had 1 or 2 uncles that did talk about different entrepreneurial things, but we were young and we really weren't paying as much attention as we probably should have then. So I said, let me take this opportunity now to go ahead and talk about the things that I've learned. Now, of course, with any investments, there's risk. So I'm not a financial advisor, but I did and I learned a lot of different things over the years on how to invest money and how to get into business, those sort of things. So I want to help you do the same thing that someone else helped me with. So where this all began for me, where the light switch sort of went off, if you will, and some years back, I read a book, and I'll give you the reference to it. I read a book by a gentleman named Charles J. Gibbons. He wrote a book called Wealth Without Risk, because I didn't want to take any risk, but I wanted to see how could I get wealthy without taking a whole bunch of risk. Well, the book was very, very successful. It was the #1 bestseller. And in that book, I remember him telling, some things about, well, the first thing you got to start off is you got to get out of debt. Because if you're in debt, you have no money to play with. And he was absolutely right. So that was the first thing I did, was to get out of debt. So we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do to get out of debt. Now, this show is not going to be one of those that's constantly edited all the way through. I'm going to speak extemporaneously, of course. I'm going to go ahead and try to just wing it. And I keep my notes and everything so I can, go over some things that we want to talk about. But I wanted to make sure that you guys understood what the channel is about. We're going to have a lot of fun on the way, because I like to have a really good time and talk about a variety of different things. But let me just set this on the onset. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now that motivated me to really get this channel going. Number 1 is there's so many ways now for people. If you have low, you don't even have to have a lot of money. You can have low income, you can have medium income, and now, because of all of the emerging technologies and all of the different things we have now, this is the best opportunity you'll ever have to really, really make some substantial money. I mean, I'm talking about you can flat out get rich in today's market, the way it's designed, with all the different things out there. You have the cryptocurrencies. That's something new, and that's something that no one's seen coming. That whole blockchain technology thing is brand new, and it's real. It's not something that's just here. It's not going anywhere, folks. Now, let me touch on something immediately, because I don't want anyone to be misled by what's going on in the world. So right now, market-wise, do you get in the stock market right now? I'm on hold. I already have stuff in stock, so I did some stuff. I transferred some. We'll talk about that. But right now, what you want to do is you want to you do have some disposable income, you have some cash. You want to hold on to that money for a minute, because the market right now is very volatile because of what? The Russian invasion of Ukraine. And because of that, the market is volatile. And it's volatile for a couple of reasons. First of all, Ukraine, they have 40% of wheat export. They have a lot of wheat there, and they export it. So obviously, at some point, you're going to be worried about everything connected to wheat, how those prices are going to go up. And then of course the Russians, they produce 10% of the oil. They have a lot of oil, and then they produce a lot of natural gas in Europe, like somewhere up, various different stories, anywhere from 50 to 70%. That's a lot. So the market's sort of fragile right now. It's scared. So a lot of stocks are tanking. They're going straight down. So people who made gains, who made some money before, now they're losing some of that. But that's just the market, folks. That's the way it goes. It goes up and down. They say you buy at the dip. Is what they say. And we'll learn about all of these different things. We're gonna go over how to invest in cryptocurrencies, how to invest in some of these emerging technologies. Now, a couple of ones I'm just gonna throw you a little. I was my friend of mine was saying, I'm gonna give you a little taste of. Is one, and you notice during the Super Bowl, the majority of the commercials were all about electric vehicles. That's no coincidence. Electric vehicles is here. Vehicle automation is here. You're going to have trucks. No one's going to be in them. They're going to be the trucks to deliver into all these different locations, all these different ports. It's already happening. They already have them on the road. Now, you're probably wondering, well, should I invest in these different trucking companies, or should I invest in different like Ford and Toyota and these different companies that have, and Tesla and companies who have these vehicles? Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. But the big money is going to be in the parts. They're going to be in the specific parts that go in them, because everyone's got to put those in the car. So we're going to cover that too. So I'm going to try to upload a minimum 1, maybe 2 videos every week. For all of you that are subscribed, you'll get the link, and we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about real estate, because right now with where the market is, the reason why I'm not worried too much is I have a diverse portfolio. That's what you have to do. We'll go over how you do that. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know that expression. So basically what you do is you make sure that you're going to have some stocks, you're going to have some real estate. You're going to make sure you have some gold. I have some gold. I have gold 4 different ways, and we'll go into various different ways you can purchase gold. You want to buy, now right now, when the market tanks the way it is, because inflation is very high. Inflation is almost 8%. That's really, really high. I mean, think about it. You go buy pack of bacon is $9. So it reminds me of the movie Trading Places, when Eddie Murphy was talking about, kids want to get the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. So basically, it's essentially the same thing. When the inflation is high, you buy what they call hard assets. You go get stuff like land, real estate, gold, oil, machinery, food. You purchase in that stuff, because guess what? Those are stuff people are going to need no matter what. Energy. You gotta put food on the table. You gotta drive back and forth to work. You gotta heat or cool where you're located at. So these are not going to go anywhere. These stocks are going to go up. So there's a list of stocks, and we'll go over that too, that you use during these times. So a lot of people will have a portfolio that is balanced, meaning no matter what happens in the market, they're okay. If the market is going really great, they're going to profit. If the market goes sour, they're still going to be okay. They won't lose the money. So anyway, we'll get into all that right there. I'm excited that you're here. I'm glad you chimed in. Once again, this is the No Money channel. That's No with a K. And we're going to learn a lot of different things together. You're going to see me invest my money. I'm going to show you how to purchase, which stock exchange to go to, some of the Coinbase stuff, whether you use E-Trade or Ameritrade, how to navigate through that. What all this is, we're going to talk about the NASDAQ, we're going to talk about the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and we're going to talk about all of those different things and what they really mean. We're going to get into options and futures and things that we just didn't know. Let me give you guys a little something. So think about this. A lot of things we didn't know because we weren't told, because we didn't have the information. And I was telling someone not long ago, if you would have invested just 11 years ago, if you'd invested in, say, Amazon, Google, and Tesla, and you would have took just $1,000 and put it in those 11 years ago, you'd be worth $250,000 right now from 3 investments, just 3. We ain't talking about 20 investments, we're talking 3. Imagine what you'd be worth if you had more than that. And the $1,000, if you think about it, it's not that far out to get, because you can save a lot of people get a little income tax. There's times when you got $1,000 to play with. But the point I'm trying to make is, now is the time to don't put your money in. Bank ain't gonna give you no money. You put your money in the bank, it's just sitting there. There's nothing coming from it. So what I want you to be able to do is to go, okay, I'm gonna put my money in, when I say real estate, I mean like maybe what they call RITs. They're called real estate investment trusts. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about index funds. We're going to talk about just a lot of different things that you can do better with your money, investing it, IPOs, which is initial public offerings. There's just so much. And there's some smart guys that are out there right now. Charles Payne is out there. You got Dr. Is it Boyce Watkins? I forget his name. He's out there. You have Jay Morris. These guys are really smart. They're really brilliant, and they know what they're talking about. Now, I suggest, I have a cousin who's in Jersey. She puts links out all the time out there for us to go to on our family tree all the time to different people. Folks, don't hate on this. Follow up with some of this stuff, because there's some good material there that you can learn a lot from. And so we have a lot of family members and friends that are doing a lot of great things, and we should pull our sources together and try to learn from one another. That's the way we do it. But look, I don't want to hold you any further. This is, once again, the No Money channel. You can hit the like button and subscribe. Tell everybody about it. We're going to be coming here on a regular basis, like I think once or twice a week, and we're going to figure out how we can get that money right. Anyway, thank you for chiming in, and be kind to one another. And as we say, whose money is it anyway? See you next time.